Hello everybody, Namaskar. In this lecture 36, today we will discuss about tea and tea products. Okay. The concept which will be covered in this lecture include the tea chemistry and processing, classification of different made teas, unit operations involved in tea processing, major machinery for used in the tea processing industry, and finally, we will also discuss some of the novel tea products available in the market. So, let us see what is the tea. It is the botanical name, it is Camellia sinensis. It is evergreen shrub or tree which grows wide from India to China. About 45 species of Camellia are known, among which the Camellia sinensis is considered native to India, and it is the tea, important tea of commerce. The trees you can see here in the figure, that they are regularly pruned in order to encourage more and more leaf production to obtain a bush shape. The cultivated Camellia sinensis are of two types, China type and Indian type. China type is a fast growing large drooping leaves, whereas Indian type is a slow growing variety, it has narrow leaves, but the yield from the Indian type is higher than that of the China type. The leaves are usually plucked at a week interval. In India, about 5-6 pluckings are made in a season, and usually you can see the top terminal bud and the top terminal two leaves from end of each shoot is plucked. The important tea growing countries in the world are India, China, Sri Lanka, Japan, Korea, etc. Let us discuss processing of tea. You know that these tea shoots, green tea shoots, it consists of about 23 to 26% solid, as well as about 74 to 77% moisture. So, whatever solid present, that is half of that solid is insoluble, that is the half is the insoluble compounds, which is consist of cellulose, lignin, lipids, etc., and the remaining half consists of water soluble compounds like phenolic compound, catechins, epicatechins, proteins, lipids, pigments, alkaloids, and the enzymes like polyphenol oxidase, peroxidase, and so on. So, this utilization and manipulation of these chemicals, both water soluble compounds as well as water insoluble compound present in the leaf, is the state of the art of tea manufacture. So, in the processing of tea, basically enzymatic oxidation. What happens in the intact tea leaves? These enzymes and substrates are present in different compartments in the plastids and vacuoles. So, when the leaves are macerated, these cells get broken, and then these enzymes and the substrates get released from their position. So, in the presence of atmospheric oxygen, instant oxidation reaction takes place, and there is a formation of thiaflavin and polymeric thiarubicin. So, thiaflavin gives the tea its quality called brightness, briskness, freshness, and aliveness. Thiarubicin are dark brown colored molecules responsible for body, depth of color, and richness of the brew. Too much thiarubicin makes the tea soft and flat. Several other metabolic events take during processing of green leaf, and some catechins also get oxidized, okay, and they remain unoxidized, which contribute to the astringency and bitterness of the tea, and that is particularly true in the case of green tea. So, the classification of the tree you can see here, that is depending upon the type of processing of green shoots, okay, that is that is extent of interaction of the enzymes and the phenolic compound. Different types of teas are available like black tea, green tea, oolong tea. Okay. So, green tea is basically non-fermented tea, oolong tea is semi-fermented, and black tea is fully fermented. It is also in some countries it is known as red tea. So, even there are also green tea, white tea, yellow tea, or even compressed black tea bricks or bowl tea, etc. So, various types of tea are produced in India. In fact, if India is known for one single product, so it's Indian tea. The worldwide it has found very good acceptability. So, green tea, as I told you, it is one of the oldest and the most popular drinks in the world. Its green tea is widely known for its anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory properties. It has a very good health value. So, it has a grassy flavor and even grassy color as well, of the little greenish color. So, what is done basically, these green shoots, they are taken immediately after their treatment, they are de-enzymed. That is, they are given some sort of heat treatment, either steaming or some other suitable heat treatment is there given, so that these enzymes, polyphenol oxidase, are inactivated. So, basically after that it is rolled and dried. So, you get a green tea. So, there is no oxidation at all here. So, de-enzyming causes the halting of the oxidative browning of the tea leaves by inhibiting the PPO and peroxidase and polyphenol oxidase enzymes. And the rolling basically is done to bring the moisture content from up to safe limit. That is, the drying is done to lower down the moisture content, and the rolling we will see in the later part of the lecture also. Green tea leaves are rolled for breaking up the structure through twisting, etc. Okay, and this facilitate for the drying and then finally in the preparation of the brew. Okay, black tea, okay, it is also called red tea in various Asian languages. It is a type of tea that is more oxidized than oolong, yellow, white and green teas. So, these tea shoots are taken, they are withered, and after withering either by orthodox method or by CTC method. Orthodox and CTC we will study in the next slide. Okay, and they are prepared, and then the cells are broken, and finally these cells are put for the fermentation, and then fermented leaves are dried and then subjected to rotary sifter or Becker Stark extractor and finally packaged. So, black tea is generally stronger in flavor than other teas, and it is a good source of antioxidants. Okay. So, the black tea, that is, it has two, depending upon the type of the rolling used. Okay, rolling method, either rolling or CTC cut, that is there is it is prepared either orthodox tea or CTC tea. In both tea it is a black tea, but in both only difference is in the method of rolling. Okay, in the orthodox tea either hand rolling or such other rolling is used, whereas in the case of CTC the black tea leaves are passed through a series of cylindrical rollers which hundreds of sharp fresh teeth that crush, tear and curl the tea into small hard pellets. So, here the extent of the tissue damage is more. So, this CTC tea you get a higher number of cups, and also the brew has a better color, whereas the orthodox teas are known for their better flavor. Okay. Oolong tea, I told you, it is in between the black tea and green tea, that is after green tea shoots they are withered, after withering they rolled and then de-enzymed. So, de-enzymed, so there is a partial fermentation, okay, and after that it is dried, you get the oolong tea. So, most of the oolong tea, especially those of fine quality, involve unique tea plant cultivars which are used for that particular variety. It is okay. Then let us discuss the unit operations, major unit operations in tea processing, that include plucking, withering, rolling and cutting or rolling and twisting, fermentation. It is basically enzymatic oxidation, but in the tea industry popularly it is known as fermentation, and then finally drying, then drying and packaging. Okay. So, these are the important unit operations. Okay. So, and all these operations, that they are very, very important as far as the quality of the final product is concerned. So, let us see plucking of the tea shoots. As I told you, that is the shoots with one top bud and top shoe leaf, or bud plus top terminal 2 leaves, or bud plus terminal 3 leaves are detached by either hand, sear or machine, and they are kept in the basket. So, let me tell you here that if you go, there is lower side the number like but plus 4, but plus 5, etc. So, these trees will be quantity of the tree will be more, but its quality will be less, because in the top bud and that these terminal leaves, they have higher polyphenolic compounds and they have a better antioxidant and other capacities. Okay. So, once the tea leaves are detached from the plant, the anabolic reactions are stopped and catabolic reactions start, and the energy for these catabolic reactions is provided by burning of the sugar. So, care should be taken that too much leaf should not be held in the plucker's hand, or it should not be kept in the basket or trolleys in too much pressed form, because what will happen? Oxygen supply for burning of the sugar will get restricted in closely packaged leaf, closely packed leaves. Carbon dioxide produced through respiration will not be able to smoothly escape, and heat from the exothermic reactions will not smoothly escape. So, therefore, in order to maintain the leaves in their fresh form and for suitable for the next operations, withering and rolling, etc., the harvested leaves should be loosely kept, and there should be sufficient air space, and care should be taken that leaves should not get bruised, otherwise there will be oozing of the water juice, and water soluble compounds also will ooze out. Then next operation is the withering of the green leaves. The withering is carried out by spreading tea leaves thinly on racks or shelves, and it is allowed till the water content in the leaf is lowered by approximately 40%. Next operation begins after reduction in moisture by half. So, in this weathering, that is, the leaf becomes flaccid and assumes a velvety appearance. In the weathering, sufficient air is applied and waited for breakdown of large organic molecules to simple structure. So, almost around 18 to 20 hours or overnight weathering is given, and very important that the weathering should be optimum. If there is a optimum weathering, it will give a balance of theaflavin and thiarubicin, and the liquor produced from that will be bright and brisk, but it will have a good body. So, over withered will have less theaflavin, but more thiarubicin. Under withered leaves will have more theaflavin, less thiarubicin, and accordingly the liquor characteristics will also change. So, greenness reduces due to converting chlorophyll also to pheophyte in some of the chlorophylls. So, the green color of the leaf is get little bit reduced during weathering, but here the thing is that there is about half of the moisture is removed from the leaf, and it is around overnight about 18 to 20 hours is given for the conversion of some other products also. So, after withering, next operation is rolling. I told you it may be orthodox roller using non-cutting rollers or CTC cutting rollers, or even Lowry tea processor, which is a hammer mill type cutter. So, the leaf, the withered leaf is here fed to the roller where the leaf cells are broken to release the juice as well as enzyme. Collectively it triggers the fermentation process, it starts the fermentation process, and the type of the roller that is used, that is accordingly that is the extent of the maceration, extent of the breakage of the cells, okay, then and accordingly the fermentation also will be there. Okay. During rolling, the leaf is given its characteristic twist, and flavor characteristic inherent in various teas particularly depend on the type of the rolling technique. As I told you that orthodox rollers give the best, they are best known for their flavoring characteristics worldwide. Then these rolled leaves are next is the fermentation, that is means that it is the rolled leaves are given sufficient time for action of the enzyme. The leaf is spread about 3 to 4 inch thick on flat surface in fermentation room where humidity is just slightly short of the saturation point. The optimum fermentation period is around 2 to 6 hours at around 21 to 27 degrees Celsius temperature. The important changes during the fermentation are, that is, the catechins get oxidized, caffeines get bound to polyphenols and brings stimulating character to the drink, and typical tea flavorings are formed and theaflavin formations etc. takes place. Theaflavin and thearubicins are formed. So, but here you can see that it is the fermentation time and the OD, that about around in an hour or so, that the fermentation, optimum fermentation it reaches, and then when this optimum fermentation comes, the tea brew, that is the leaf, will be coppery blue in color, and if the fermentation is more, then it will be, the color will change. So, in fact, that is the theaflavin and thearubicin, because the catechins get oxidized and theaflavin is formed and theaflavin is polymerized. So, if there is a excessive fermentation, over fermentation, so more and more theaflavin will be polymerized into thearubicin. So, tea will have more thearubicin, less theaflavor. So, the brew prepared from such will be dull, flat and heavy. So, optimum theaflavin to thearubicin ratio in a properly fermented leaves is reported to be 1:10. So, it will give a balanced liquor which is bright and has a brisk body. Under fermented leaves will have less theaflavin as well as less thearubicin. So, that properly. So, that is very important for the quality of the brew, that the when it is properly fermented, when it has a copper brew color. So, it should be immediately, fermentation should be immediately stopped. Okay. And that is the next, fermented leaves are next process to firing process, or firing or drying. So, the firing is to stop the fermentation. So, the fermented leaves are passed through a chamber in which hot air is circulating, and at the entrance of the chamber the temperature is around 90 degree plus, maybe 93 degree or 95 degree, which drops to around 49 degrees Celsius near the exit. The time required for this process is about 30 to 40 minutes, and the dried product contains 3 to 4% moisture content. So, beside halting the fermentation process, firing also causes some caramelization to occur, resulting in the characteristic color of the black tea leaves. Black color of the tea develops due to formation of phytins from chlorophylls. Also, polyphenols bind with proteins and bring down astringency. Interaction of sugar and amino acid result in the formation of flavoring compounds etc. Then next comes the grading and packaging. So, the dried product is cleaned and sorted into various grades of tea of commerce. There is a leaf grade or broken grade. The broken grade comprises smaller size shifted from the bulk or those obtained by cutting the longer leaf grades to desirable size, and both the leaf grade and broken grade are further characterized as orange pekoe, pekoe and souchong depending upon the size. Orange pekoe has the largest leaves, followed by pekoe and souchong. Orange pekoe is perhaps the best quality. Then finings and dustings are the waste products also which are there. Then these are all packed in paper, cartons, plywood boxes lined with aluminum foil and parchment paper. That is very important, that packaging material, it will be fully water vapor impermeable. Okay. So, co-extruded laminates have become more popular for consumer packs nowadays, and it as per the regulation in the India as well, because if the moisture content goes beyond 6 to 7% the tea, it should be subjected to second firing or second drying before packaging. Okay. Now, let us see that briefly, that what are the major machinery that is used in tea processing, like weathering trough, leaf sifter, leaf shredder, leaf roller, CTC roller, continuous fermentation machine, endless chain pressure dryer and sorter. Okay. That is weathering trough. You can see here in this, these are the weathering troughs are used for preconditioning of the green leaves. Green leaves from garden first come to leaf weathering house and then spread on a number of tea weathering troughs for several hours. These are, that is wire mesh trays etc. Okay. And these tea withering troughs are fitted with the axial flow fan to blow air to the leaves. So, just fan normal air is blown to the leaves, sometimes vertically, sometimes from the bottom to leaf or over the leaf, etc. So that it facilitates, and it is done at the room temperature, so that it facilitates the removal of the moisture. Then leaf shifter, you can see in the figure that it is designed to remove extraneous matter such as stones, metal pieces, etc. to avoid damage to the CTC roller. The green leaf shifter consists of a reciprocating tray powered with an electric motor. The reciprocating tray is fitted with a mesh through which leaves are passed and unwanted materials are removed. Powerful magnets are also fitted in the shifter, which removes some iron or steel particles, etc. if there is any. Okay. Then it is a leaf shredders. It is a preconditioning machine. The machine shreds the leaf into smaller pieces before shredding it into the rotor, sending it to the rotor vane. Beside the green leaf shredder helps to increase the rotor vane capacity and improves the mixing efficiency to the withered leaf, especially in the CTC type of processing. The machine consists of a cylinder, as you can see here in the figure, okay, in which the main shaft having knives or blades rotate at a speed of around 25,000 rpm. Then orthodox roller, see here in the figure it is shown, it is a conventional roller for orthodox rolling. It consists of three parts, there is the table, the hood and the pressure cap. Rotation of the machine is achieved through three crankshafts attached to the table. The pressure cup in orthodox roller applies pressure to leaf mass during rolling, imparting proper twisting and brushing action. This pressure causes the extraction of shape and twist to the leaves. In some kind of rolling tables, both vertical and lateral pressure may be applied. Vertical pressure is applied with the help of the pressure caps, whereas lateral pressure is applied by a cone fitted in the middle of the table. This cone also causes greater circulation of the leaf, and sometimes even that is a tea of grade, they are also just by normal hand rolling is done. Okay. Then CTC rollers, it consists of a main shaft, you can see here that is a main shaft on which the segments are fixed by heat treatment on a mandrel form. Generally, two rollers are fixed horizontally and parallel to each other, and both rotate in opposite direction. The ratio of speed between the low speed and high speed rollers may be around 1 to 10 depending upon the requirement of the leaf or dust grade. Then continuous fermenting machines, CFM, it is sometimes basically in a room which is control temperature and humidity, and there is a conveyor belt continuously. It helps the eliminate microbial contamination, and these are multiplied due to so the continuous fermenting machines consist of a tray, I told you, made up of conveyor racks within 3 to 4 tire system, and above or below the tray ultraviolet lamps are fitted, which are used to kill the external bacteria and triggers the activity of polyphenol oxidase, thereby hastening the biochemical reaction. So bright infusions are obtained in CFM fermented teas. Then after that, endless chain pressure type dryers, you can see here that is the feeding point, and then it is a moving tray. Okay, top circuit, mid circuit, bottom circuits, etc. You can see here actual figure. Okay. So the endless chain pressure type dryers consist of 2 or 3 individual tray circuits. When the leaf is fed into the feeding circuit, the spreader spreads the leaf uniformly on the tray. You can see here, as soon as the leaf completes the runoff top circuit, the tray carrying the leaf are automatically tilted at the end of the circuit, and the leaf falls on the mid circuit, where direction of the tray movement is opposite to that of the top circuit. You can see here in the mid circuit. Thus, the leaf is subjected to a gradual high temperature from top to bottom circuit, and then drying is completed within the by the time when the leaf reaches to the bottom circuit. So, total drying time in this process may be around to tune of half an hour or 30 to 40 minutes. Then sorter, finally it is the simple machine which is used to grade the bulk tea from the fiber extractor into different grades according to the size. Generally, the sorter is fitted with meshes of different sizes, etc., wire meshes, etc., and that accordingly with the size it is sorted different sizes, and then finally it is packaged. Okay, that we have already discussed in the packaging type. Okay. Now, let us discuss some of the novel tea products like instant green tea or instant black tea. Okay. That instant green tea powder and granules, decaffeinated tea powder, tea tablets, even iced tea, herbal tea, spiced tea, and India makes all type of these teas, and these they are exported, provided, sold in the market worldwide. So, this is in this process flow chart I have shown you the commercial process for making instant green tea or instant black tea. And what is the need of making soluble tea or instant tea? Because it is urgent practical importance. Okay. Success of the instant coffee, that is, you get the coffee from the coffee vending machines, and this has necessitated the need of making similarly soluble tea, that is tea, so that it can be used, the same vending machine can be used for making. Demand for ice drinks is greatly increased, and convenient products having little or no waste. So, for that commercial process for making instant green tea or black tea, that is the process. So far whatever process we have discussed, so either black tea or green tea prepared is taken, and it is subjected to the extraction, that is the tea brew, just like we make the tea in our homes. Similarly, in the industrial level there are 6 or 7 columns of hot water, where maybe water recirculates with the tea leaves in opposite direction. It may be around 170 or 180 degrees Celsius water at high temperature. So, these in the tea leaves, that is water soluble flavoring and coloring compounds, they get extracted. So, that is basically the extraction. So, this extract is taken, and the spent leaf is used as a manure or for other purposes. So, these extract leaves, then it is subjected to aroma stripping, that is by appropriate method the aromatic compounds are stripped, collected from this extract, and it is dilute aroma concentrated by freeze or vacuum drying. So, the concentrated aroma is kept separately. So, this de-aromatized stripped extract is put next to the de-creaming treatment. De-creaming means that is the during the fermentation process, that is the tea cream is formed like polyphenol and caffeine. They form a polyphenol caffeine complex, and this is soluble in hot, and where in the cold it becomes insoluble. So, it causes that after the tea brew is made, it is responsible, that is tea cream is responsible for the haziness, etc., cloudiness of the brew. Okay. So, it is subjected in the instant tea to avoid the haziness and cloudiness. It is subjected to the cream solubilization treatment, means that is caffeine polyphenol complex is broken, then by using appropriate methods. So, solubilized cream is taken, and it is added back into the extract. So, cream added back CAB extract, and it is passed through the dehaging and pulsing filters to have complete thorough mixing. So, you get polished cream added back extract, and then in polished cream added back extract it is concentrated. So, one get tea concentrate, and then this earlier this aromatized concentrated aroma or flavor, now it is added back. So, aromatized concentrate used, that is it is used as a dryer feeds, either in the spray drying or in the freeze drying it is put, and you get instant soluble powder. So, that is the commercial process, but you see this is a highly energy intensive operations. There are certain problems with the flavor, because the flavoring compound are extracted and then it is given cream solubilization treatment, etc. So these teas are always, they have some issues with the, that is either higher energy intensive or also the flavors, etc. So to avoid that, we at our institute we have developed and patented a process technology for making both instant green tea powder as well as granules, as well as instant black tea powders and granules. For the black tea process, what we took green shoots after it is plucked from the field, then it is crushed and pressed, and this pressing process we have optimized. So we get juice. So approximately half of the juice, and along with the juice water soluble components we are pressing, and the remaining half we are leaving in the press leaf, and then it is subjected to, this liquid is put to the fermentation where oxygen supply is given. Then after that it is given some sort of heat treatment to stop the fermentation process. After the fermentation is complete, centrifuge and freeze dried, okay, we get instant tea. So from about that we get around 18 to 20 gram per 1 kg of the leaf, that is it is having 3.2% moisture content weight basis, and the pressed leaf residue we put to the same process, that is the fermentation and tea granules. So we are getting a tea granule, and which is equivalent to the this CTC tea. So from the same leaf we are getting, and also we have avoided the withering process, and we are getting an instant tea as well as tea granules. This is a patented process, and this both the teas, they have good liquoring capacity. And this is similarly it is instant tea powder and granules. Here that is the, after these tea shoots are taken, they are immediately given some steam treatment, okay, so that before crushing, so that this steam treatment it inactivates the enzyme, and then the rest process is almost same. Of course the process parameter little bit vary. So we are getting here that is around 29 to 30 gram of green tea powder from 1 kg leaf, and around 208 to 210 gram of the green tea granules, and both are, these are, you see that green tea granule powders and granules, and this is the tea prepared from this. And if you see that instant tea, we get one from 1 kg fresh tea about 29 gram and 208 gram granules, okay. And the commercial method, from 1 kg tea one get 50 gram method. So the number of cups, that is from instant tea 29 gram you get 58 cups, and here from tea granules 83 cups. So total we get 141 cup, whereas from the commercial method of instant tea production from 1 kg tea finally only get 100 cup. So there is a excess advantage of this, that is from the same product we are getting both the instant tea as well as granule CTC comparable to CTC. Then this is the tea decaffeinated tea powder. As I told you, the caffeine. So the consuming caffeine excessive consumption of caffeine may cause in the long run some extreme caffeineism like sleep disturbance and such other problems, etc. So according to the FDA, caffeine stimulates nerve system and affects the brain function, altering the behaviors, etc. So for the such person who are that sensitive to caffeineism or caffeine, they want to avoid the caffeine consumption. For them, that is the decaffeinated tea is also available in the market. And the process here is that is these green tea leaves, they are using either supercritical fluid extraction method or such other method. The caffeine is extracted from the leaf, and then it is decaffeinated leaf is passed put to the next process in the usual form, and you get the decaffeinated green tea powders or decaffeinated black tea powders as the case may be. And finally, that is we have done the instant tea, and this instant tea, that is soluble tea tablet also we have designed, and it is a patented, we have applied for the patent, and it is a awarded method. The award has been received for this process we have of this tablet making machine. So, in this tablet making machine, although we are using for that making of the milk powder tablet, but at the same time that is these green tea tablets we have standardized here, that is the green tea tablets, which is we in our experiment we use the oat milk, all right. So, for the lactose intolerant people, and normal milk also can be taken. So, either the milk can be that is added with the milk powder and this instant tea powder giving some binding agents, and this is by the tablet pressing machine these tablets are made, or even the instant tea, green tea, black tea, which is very good source of antioxidant. So, they as such can be put in pressed into the machine, and you can get only green tea tablet or pure black tea tablet, and that this tablet size etc. we have developed the frame, okay, and that is maybe one tablet or two tablets can be put into 100 ml or 50 ml water, and one can get the desired brew. So, that is the instant soluble tea tablets that facilitate, that is it becomes a very convenient form for the use. Okay. Then these are the different kinds of instant tea products available in India, like herbal tea, immunity boosting spiced tea, or frozen tea concentrates, iced tea, made tea, ready tea, and so far that is the various combinations and permutations etc. is made, and lot of varieties of products are available. Okay. But the preparation method is almost in all these products are basically, that is tea in the tea leaves, these compounds, that is water soluble compound, water insoluble compound, they are manipulated in such a way that they are converted into a good flavoring and coloring compounds, and these flavoring and coloring compound they are both water soluble compound, which are further extracted using in the hot water, and we get that tea brew. So, this hot water brew which is obtained, these brews can be further concentrated, dehydrated in the from by spray drying or freeze drying. It made a freeze dried powder, spray dried powder, or even frozen concentrate, iced concentrate in different parts. This tea powder can be mixed with appropriate amount of sugar and milk. It can be made into ready made tea or the tea products etc. So, these are the references used in this lecture. Okay. With this, thank you very much for your patience here. Thank you.